So yes, the festive seasons are in the corner, and you may be wanting to do some small chops or things, or even for your birthdays, for your parties, and you want to make some flaky meat pie, as we call it in Ghana, Nigeria. Yes, and I'm making this with Ben, my very good friend here. So we started off with our flour, pastry flour can work for you, and we're going to go in with butter as well. You can use margarine as well, and then just to make the flour not flat, you add a bit of salt, and sometimes to help it kind of rise a little bit, using a little bit of baking powder in there as well. That's going to just help with the texture of it as well. Then you're going to just incorporate everything like familiar fruit, and you just do this with your hands. You just want to rub it in to make sure that everything is put together. So the butter, if it's in your fridge, make sure you take it the day before, so it takes its time to get softer in there. Then we blended some onion with water, and then we're going to use it to mix the dough. That actually does a whole difference to the whole pie you make. Yes, so the onion water gives it some whole different vibe in there. So like I was saying, you're going to mix the flour and then the margarine together. The more fat, which is butter or margarine, and you have in your flour, the more crispy it kind of gets, or the more flaky it kind of gets. Then sometimes you can also add a bit of oil. Oil also helps with how shiny it looks, and then the texture as well. It also kind of helps it break, because oil is more liquidy. Yes, margarine is a bit more fatty, so that also kind of helps with the texture you'd want to get, because typically most Ghanaians, Nigerians like the meat pies or turnovers very, very like crumbly. Yes. Then we're going to add in the onion blend we did. This is like the magic trick in your pastry. Forget milk. Just use this onion water, and you will be so shocked by how tasty your pastry is going to come, because this is supposed to be savory, not sweet. So that onion does a whole magic trick in there, and that is something you definitely have to be using from now on. Now you're just going to combine everything together. If you use too much water at this time, it can just jay your eye top. So you just have to be very careful how you put it in. But then the quantities we use, you can see it in the bio part. You see all the details of it there. Then to our filling, we did minced meat filling. So the minced meat goes into your pan, which is on fire. Then you're going to add in some chopped onions. Yes, and that is also going to help it, taste good, smell good, and all those things. Yes, and this minced meat, obviously, it was already pre store bought, so you can actually mince it if you have meat yourself. Then once this was like cooking, we then added in the shredded carrots in there as well. You can also do it chunky if you want. You can just dice it up, but the shredded carrot also makes it easy, so for kids to also eat. Then we added in the shredded potatoes. Yes, so this is potatoes which has been shredded or grated as well. You can grate it, you can shred it with your food processor, whichever way is going to work for you. Then you're going to add in some salt, and then we're going to add in some vegetable bouillon cubes, just to add a bit of flavor to it. Yes, and the potatoes make it a bit kind of denser, and it also improves the texture of the filling you have inside. So this itself is like a whole meal on itself. So when you make the pie, you realize that the inside, when you go in, like you can feel the meat, but you can also have the vegetables in the carrots and then the potatoes, which is going to help with the texture of the filling inside as well. And that matters a lot. And you can add some aromat in there, just to also kind of balance off the flavor profiles in there. And as you're doing this, you're going to be tasting it to see how that is going. Typically, if you use the potatoes like this, like how we did it, like here, you won't have any water or something oozing out from it, which is good. But if you have any water oozing out, one thing you can do is to use cornstarch in there, just to help it bind. But this always works in there. And once this is done, we're going to transfer it into our bowl, and then we're going to do the next batch, because we actually had a very big batch of it. Like I said, we were making pastry for 60 people minimum. Yes, so we used 2 kilograms of flour by 2, which was like 4 kilograms of flour, and then we had quite a lot of butter as well. So you can just check the bio for the quantities, yes. And then you have to let your dough rest. So as we're doing the minced meat, the dough was resting. Usually 30 minutes or more is good. Then that also helps your dough get absorb all the water, and then the texture also, it relaxes. Then when you make your pie, it is not too stressed. Yes, let your pie get its beauty sleep before you roll it out. So we began by first testing and being sure that like everything was okay. If you're doing a big batch, it matters. Don't rush and just do everything. You can start with a few sample and see how that goes. So we placed the filling in. We did our egg wash, which is just the egg white, and then we use it over the top, and then that went into our air fryer, yes, just to get it baked and for us to see how that was going to turn out. The ones that was perfect, we then decided to roll out the large scale. That is one thing I would always recommend for people. Yes, I preheated the air fryer before it went in. You can check the bio for the quantities as well. And then for the rest, once we realized that, whoa, it was on point, we then went out to roll it out. Now, you really want to do a few samples if it's your first time, just to make sure that everything is tasting right, like your dough, because sometimes, especially when this was 2 batches of dough we did, so you want to be sure that each of them is actually tasting well before you go out, like to do it all big in there. And when you are rolling this out, you can also put a bit of flour around your on top of your dough to help you like roll it out properly, or to have that ease in rolling it as well. If you have a big surface, you don't need to be doing it like piecemeal. If you have a big surface, you can actually roll a bigger batch, and then you use your cutter to just cut out the shapes that you want. And it's not just circles you can do, but usually we do the semicircles. So any shape that you kind of feel okay with, you can actually go with the flow, and whatever you can use to cut it. That is what matters. We realized this yogurt container was doing us good, so we just use more of that, and then you just roll, cut, roll and cut, roll and cut. You want to also be careful with the thickness of the dough, because if it's overly thick, your pie is going to come out like very, very kind of heavy. Yes. So once this was done, we went in to do the main full stuff, and then yes, we closed it up, and hooray, this was it. You can use your fork to close the end to get a very beautiful outside. And shout outs to Yaira as well. Yes, we did this together, Ben, Yaira, and myself, and it was for a big gathering here. When you start, use your thumb to actually close it. That gives you a very firm close, and then use your fork to finish it up to give it that beautiful like design or look around it, and then you put it onto your trays, and the parchment paper just makes it easy as you're doing more batches to take it off. Then this was the first sample we did, and we realized that well, it was okay. So the subsequent one, we had to then reduce the thickness of the dough, and then we just kept like going. So as some is baking, the next set is going. As some is baking, the next set is going. So this is the trick about making large batch meat pies, and I'm hoping this video really came in handy for you. If you've liked this video till this end, do leave a like. Do if you have a comment, just leave the comment in there. If you have some suggestions as well, you can drop it in as well, and say thank you to our chefs and cooks for the day. Yes, this one I was just doing sous chef. I was just assisting in here as well. And this is Cooking with Abba, where we make every food moment count, whether it's food for the brain, food for the stomach, or food for your eyes. Yes, so we just kept making the rest of the pastry. And yes, this is a lot of teamwork if you're doing a large batch. Yes, if you're doing a large batch, then this is a lot of teamwork. So this was when it was done, and ooh la la, that was awesome. Like it came out so good. The texture was good. The taste was on point. You could get the the authentic vibe of West Africa in those pastry, and that was a mwah. Yeah. So I say in the next food video, do live life to the fullest, be joyous, be merry. Lots of love for my team and I. Mwah.